Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Unfiltered Garage. Here today we're gonna have a great episode. We're gonna be talking about something really interesting that probably a lot of bikers have dealt with, and people in general. And we're talking about the different stereotypes that goes along with the motorcycle community. A lot of people think that it's secretive, or it's really the majority of bikers are in criminal organizations, or perhaps they're rebels without a cause or whatever, and a lot of that is just fake news. So today we're going to be talking about that, and it's going to be a great episode. Ozzy, what's going on? How you been doing?
What's going on, dude? Well, we saw each other on Saturday, and this is kind of like what triggered this episode today. And that we didn't like the other options that we had. That's for sure. We didn't feel like doing the other options. So, Saturday we had my club hosted a blessing of the bike, and he hosted a blessing of the bike for the motorcycle community in general. It was open to clubs and independent. And when I say clubs, I mean clubs or motorcycle organizations and independent. Uh, and the reason why we did it like that, because normally when we do stuff, we do stuff for other clubs, and we invite other clubs. We don't invite independents. Um, the reason why we did it like that is because, you know what, dude? I mean, there's a lot of independent, and there's a lot of people that are riding. We have club, or we have an organization riding solo, and they're hesitant to come to the community, to approach the community, because are they're just feeling that there's a lot of fake news and misconceptions, and misrepresentation, and there's a lot of Son of Anarchy. Son of Anarchy has done a number in all of us. So we just want to talk about some of them. What is the most outrageous thing that you have heard? We have talking about this topic, the most outrageous thing that you have heard about motorcycle organization, and that you
Yes.
heard by anyone that
Usually,
said, man,
yeah, no, I mean, it happens to me all the time, and even my wife. Sometimes she'll tell people that her husband rides motorcycles, and he's a biker, and before you know it, they're like, oh, that immediately the tone of the conversation kind of turns like, well, wait a minute, what does that mean? What does he do? I thought he was working. I thought he had a job. I thought he was, employed. So they go into this Sons of Anarchy or Mayans MC, or the bikers, they go into that kind of rabbit hole thinking, oh, so I thought he was a law abiding citizen. And by no means, I mean, if you know me, you know that I work, and I wish I was independently wealthy. But we have jobs, but that's a mindset. The
that's
mindset is, oh,
the mindset.
you
For
know,
for for me, I kid you not, this was Sunday at church when I'm showing some pictures of what happened of the event, on the video of the prayer and this and that, from my phone to someone that knows me. They say, "Hold on 1 second. What kind of motorcycle organization you're referring to? Are you in a motorcycle gang?" Immediately, immediately say, "Are you in one of those gangs, man? Like, because those are dangerous." I said, "Bro, well, we both come to the same church. I'm a minister
you
here.
know me, you know me, right? So, what do you ask?
You know me." So I think that actually, by the way, I put it here because that's the one that touches me the most, right? And we're talking about fake news since since the orange guy is in office, Donald Trump is president. Let's talk about fake news. Let's talk a little bit about fake news, and let's debunk. Let's do some fact checking, since Facebook is no longer going to do it, right? So all motorcycle organizations are gang or are involved in criminal activity. Statement number one. Fake news number one.
Yeah, yeah.
That is, to me, that is top. That one's the top of the top. Why do you,
Well,
what say about that?
unfortunately, what happens is that um, so many news, right, organizations, and the outlets, they only report on the negative, and people equate motorcycle clubs with motorcycle gangs, and that's not true by any stretch of the imagination. While there are certain clubs that they do what they do, whatever it is, you also have clubs that are about the community and doing, outreach, right? And just people that get together. They are clubs. That doesn't mean that they're into anything other than, being motorcycle enthusiasts. So, it's like anything. When they talk about um, preachers, like they talk about pastors, and you have that one pastor that had a situation, whatever it be, and be it with the
Uh-huh.
ladies or with the gold or with whatever it is, and then they say, "Oh, all pastors are thieves. All pastors are just they're con men." Not at all. So it's very similar to that type of misunderstanding, and it's very easy to put labels, to
It's
it.
listen, and it happens to everybody, even the people that are inside of the motorcycle organization. I can tell you, the news don't report and people don't because it's not exciting. It doesn't sell when you have a guy that is supposed to be doing something bad is doing something good. That doesn't sell. So, uh,
Of
man,
course.
I know people on motorcycle organizations that are saving life. I know surgeons and that work in the emergency room. I know people that are whenever your car breaks down, these are the guys that are doing this. I'm not saying I'm not saying that there are not bad apples and some of the motorcycle organizations. I'm not saying that. That would be naive. That would be stupid to not recognize. But just like anywhere else, I mean, I can tell you that there's Washington D.C. has a lot of bad apples too, right?
Oh, for sure.
Capitol Hill has a lot of bad apples too, right? Congress has a lot of bad apples too, and they just don't report on them and they don't call it. That is the biggest gang that there is.
Yes,
Our political, you know,
I agree
force, and
1,000%, 1,000%.
and
They need
and
to be
and
buried under the jail.
listen, and nobody calls them a gang. Uh, and they, listen, legally speaking, when you label something a gang, you're giving a tool law enforcement to act upon. And it's easy for them. You are not going to. You are. It's easy for them to go and operate it. And listen, I don't want to get in and anything in here, but it is what it is. The truth is true. When I label something again, or label something, it is easier for me to have we seen it, terrorism, give the government special powers to add upon a threat or to add upon something, right? So, we yesterday we watched Patriots Day with my daughters. So it's a Boston Marathon bombing. The second that those guys name something, this is terrorism. It gave the federal government certain powers. You cannot add a RICO case on a club that is just regular. You can have a RICO case on a can because
Yeah.
it's that's what it is. So people use that term loosely because they think, oh, we're all dressed the same. What is this? I can tell you, yeah, there are bad apple, there are bad elements, but it's not the common that we see. It's not the commonality.
Not at all.
I, and especially listen, we're not talking about clubs here, we're talking about any organization. I can tell you, man, in your organization, I mean, I've seen a great, and in my organization, I've seen great people do it. And one of the closest friends that I have had are from this community. And to be quite honest with you, people that will do this, they will take off their shirt to come serve you. So, um, anything they want to add to that fake news?
No, I think that we need to, and I say we as people in general, we need to learn, and we're going to talk about this, and I'll repeat it multiple occasions. We need to learn to not judge a book by its cover,
Yes.
um, and just be open to really get to know the people that you're going to be approaching or that you don't want to approach, right? But know why exactly you don't want to approach them or be open to get to know them at least, right? It's very easy to go with the stereotypes, but you're missing out. That's when people miss out on the opportunity of really getting to know. And then, you know, when they find out, because eventually they may find out, and they'll just say, "Wow, man, I wish I would have known sooner. I wish have given would have given myself the opportunity to get to know this community before making a rash judgment on just other people's opinion or other people's worldview in that sense."
Sounds good. Listen, the next one is something that actually and I kind of have an answer to that, right? But I have an idea for you for unfiltered garage. Unfiltered garage. This is what we need to do, Abner. Listen to me. We need to start following bikers with a camera, and whenever there is a fight, we need to record that and we need to put it on YouTube, and that's how we're gonna go viral. Because apparently, let me tell you something. The bike news channels that sell the most or that have the most view, most amount of view are the ones that are selling fights and they're selling aggression and that kind of stuff. So fake news number two is motorcycle organizations are all about violence and aggression.
Listen, I can tell you the following. I can honestly tell you that I've never witnessed a fight. I've never seen a fight at any of the events that I've been at any of the rallies.
You've been a
I've
couple,
never,
right?
I've been to a couple, and I've never seen.
You've been to a
And
couple,
I'm
right?
not saying, that this doesn't happen, because it's just the same as if you go to a football game or you go to a basketball game. You may see a scuffle here and there because there are many elements that could trigger that. Usually it's going to be maybe people that have been drinking too much.
Yes.
They've been getting, and this can happen anywhere. I mean, I've seen more fights on YouTube at little league games, at at children's soccer games,
Yes.
and it's just the
Go ahead.
parents. So you don't hear anybody saying, "Oh, soccer moms are delinquents." That's not the case. You may have a soccer mom here or there that they go too far, or maybe in a judo match, and their sons. That's a very funny video. A parent just came running in and was checking the ref. He was checking the kid. It's a judo match. So that is more possible. But they don't. That's not out there in the news. It's all about, oh, the stereotype. Oh, these bikers. They get into brawls. Man, it's not the case. Not to say that whenever there's drinks and a lot of testosterone or whatever,
There you go.
sure, that could happen. But that's true with about anything. So
There you go. So
you know,
yeah. So listen, I think this stereotype is founded on man. Bikers are alpha males. Even biker chicks, they are just alpha. You know,
there's
and
there's always a couple betas around there, but
well, yeah. There's two bit, but for the most part, a biker is someone. Yeah, it's someone that gets on a motorcycle and does this for a living. Someone that, yeah, it has certain level of testosterone. And when you put that testosterone on a boiler room, call it a bar, call it a whatever, man, things are gonna happen or might spread out. But it's not the intention of it. Bikers are actually the the OGs. From certain motorcycle clubs, man. These are the people that their demeanor is just the sweetest demeanor, man. And yeah, that doesn't mean that they're not ready for aggression. Because they're men and they're ready for aggression at any time. If they have to defend their own, they'll do it. But that is not how they run their life, right? Like they're just not looking for someone to punch in the face. That's not what they're doing. And
absolutely not.
it's a pretty. I had this misconception. Personally speaking, I was sharing with you under that. when I was trying to join your organization, I had this misconception. So, man, but this guy's fight for everything, like and I don't wanna be sitting in a place trying to reach people for Jesus, and then get checked out and get a get a smash in the face. But just like you, I have seen a lot of stand up. I have seen, but in my personal case, you know, I this is not the commonality. This is not something that happens every single day, or this is not something that people are not looking for problem. What a biker wants to do? They want to ride a motorcycle and they want to hang out with the brothers. That's what they
Yeah,
want to do.
I hear
Allow them
you.
to do that, bro. Allow them to do that. You won't have aggression. You won't have any of that. So that's
You know,
something.
you know what else is what happens many times is that you have people that engage bikers trying to push buttons and to
Mm-hmm,
see what they can get away with.
mm-hmm,
So you see, bikers will be maybe perhaps at an establishment, and then you have that, regular Joe that's not a biker, and
mm-hmm.
they start to edge them on and try to, they want to start something just to see, right? And again, a lot of this is liquid courage, right? And they're like, oh, look at these big bad bikers. I'm gonna say something to them. And again, bikers are not there for that. But just like anybody else, if you approach them in a manner that's um, disrespectful, then you're gonna get educated, just like you would with anybody else.
Anybody else? Yeah.
The only thing is that, I mean, maybe it's the cuts, maybe it's the demeanor or whatever it is. It's just something that it kind of, they want to feel more like a man because they're walking up to the guy with the bike,
Yeah.
you know. And
And
I
we will
know,
stand our ground. That's for sure.
of course, no, I mean, no, anybody would, the soccer mom would, if somebody comes up to say something, of course, because
Yeah.
we're people and people they're gonna stand their ground. Now, mind you, I would like to say that a lot of these organizations really try their very best to avoid
To
confrontation
de-escalate the
because
conflict. Yeah, absolutely.
it brings a bad name. I mean, nobody wants to have that reputation of, oh, wherever they go, they're fighting.
It
Nobody wants to
sucks.
be Anthony Mason, in the 90s where, oh, Anthony Mason is always fighting, you
It
know.
sucks. It sucks. It sucks. Yeah, we try to avoid that, and we try to
Of
de-escalate
course.
situations, and that's important. Um, this one I love, man. Number three is membership is only for a certain type of person, meaning you have to be 6'4". You have to be pushing 285 pounds. Dirty man. What do you think about that?
Well, I definitely don't measure. I'm not 6'4". I'm not. It's a total misconception. If you feel that that's what it is, I mean, anybody that thinks that has definitely not been to a motorcycle event, hasn't been to uh, uh, any type of hangout where you can see that regular people. We're talking about regular Joes.
Yes.
That's who rides. And those are the people that form part of these organizations. It's just regular people.
To me, at the very beginning was when I started writing, I was like, man, I'm the biggest nerd in the world. Like, I love technology. I'm a nerd. And I don't have a problem with that. And feeling comfortable with that, it was like, hold on one second, dude. Like, no, nobody cares in this culture. Nobody cares how you look. I mean, what they cares about your art. That has to be true. That has to be real. So I've seen people. I once asked a diamond. I was talking to to a diamond, and a diamond, for those of you that don't know, is a member, is a full pack member of a 1%er motorcycle club. So I was talking to this diamond, and was sharing with him, the difficulties of finding someone for the club, and say, how do you guys approach someone? How do you know someone is going to be uh, a good brother, a good asset for your club? And this is what he said to me. He said, he kind of said, and he said, Are you a good dad, Ozzy? So, yeah, I'm a good dad, man. That I got, I'm really good at that. Are you a good husband? I said, well, I can be better, but I think that I'm not, I think I'm doing good, but I could do way better because she deserves better. Are you a good brother? Oh, definitely. What do you mean, stealing? Yes. That I can be better. I can call my brothers more often. This and that. Are you a good son? Yeah, I'm a good son. So I said, that's all that I need. That to me is a good brother. The appearance and how you write the rest is something teachable. But what is important is this. So what I'm trying to say with this is that the door is open, and it's wide open, and we have people every single man. I just said it. We have blue collars and we have surgeons. Um, we have fighters. We have people that have been inside the joint, and we have PhD. We have people that have been, have served the military, and we have people that are teaching in schools. Man, I know a guy that you see him on his motorcycle. You see him with his, you wouldn't tell that guy. He teaches in the school system, but not like teaches a class. Like he is higher up on the school system. So yeah, they look differently. Man, I mean, uh, uh, colors not is the intentionality and what you want to put into this. So if this is something that keeps you away because man, I don't look the part, who does? Reality. What is the part? How do you look the part? Please
That's the
forget about
problem.
yeah.
That's the problem, Ozzy. That's the problem, Ozzy. They think it's a character, and it's not a
Okay.
character. We're not playing characters. We're not.
Go
We're
deeper,
not.
buddy.
It's not a role.
Go
This is
deeper, buddy.
not. This is not uh, a, a make believe type of environment.
There
It
you go.
is as much as real as it can be. So, and we already talked about the fact that bikers, this community, has a tremendous nose. If it's like bloodhounds. A bloodhound can sniff out, they can when they're hunting, they'll sniff anything out. You have dogs that are ratters, which they hunt for rats, and they will find that rat wherever it is. And bikers have that ability, and they will weed out the person that is really not in it for real. It's not genuine. That's all we want. It's just genuine people. It's not make believe. So bearing that in mind, you don't have to go out and get yourself a bunch of gear, a bunch of leathers, get the chaps and get this and that, the other and a third. That's not going to make it. What you need to wear is your heart on your sleeve and let people know who you are. You always used to do this, just take off the mask, be who you are, and be genuine. Don't be fake, and you'll be fine. Whatever circle you want to get into, whatever area, any type of event you show up, be you. Don't try to be anybody but yourself. If you do that, you'll be welcome with open arms because it's a very welcoming community.
It is, bro. We had a shout out to a good friend of mine, Pastor, from Old Timers in CMN. This guy is awesome because he's a Catholic priest and he rides with a motorcycle club. But not only he's a Catholic priest, I just discovered that the guy, what my wife's like, my God, that guy's an awesome DJ. He is an awesome DJ too, bro. Like, so, it's like, bro, he was the one playing the music at the party. Man,
Oh, nice.
dude, a Catholic priest, man, a Catholic priest in a motorcycle club. That's awesome. Dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, for
Uh,
sure.
I was in an event with a diamond since Saturday, and I was introduced to 45 years old diamond dude. The guy's pastor. Like I mean, 45 years diamond, a pastor. And so it is open for you said it right. This community is open. What they don't want, and they're going to close the door in your face if you're fake. That's for sure. Let them know who you are. Let them know who you truly are. Okay. Um. Right. You have something?
No, I'll just say something. You know what? There's that saying that if you never lie, you don't have to remember anything you say. So if you're always yourself, you don't have to worry about anything else. Just be who you are.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Don't try to, you know, this is not fake it until you make it.
No, no.
Like many other things. This is
Here
just
you
be who
can,
you
bro.
are and
Here,
ride.
yeah.
Ride
And
and be who you are.
that's important. Listen, and I completely understand this one. Joining a motorcycle organization, and I will say especially a club, means giving up your freedom. Your freedom is gone. You cannot do anything else. You belong to the club. Your motorcycle belongs to the club. Your children belong to the club. You all belong to the club. What do you think about that? I perhaps I can answer that one better, and because I'm the one that is an MC, and that was my hesitation, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I don't lose my freedom. I have chosen to be committed to the club. It is a choice. I have chosen to be committed to the club. I don't. It is the second that this becomes slavery is the second that the motorcycle club died for me. The second that my heart is no longer in it. People don't lose their freedom. This is I personally speaking. I try not to do many things mandatory. I want for people to want to be there. We're trying not to, but there's not many things that in a club is mandatory. There are a lot of stuff that are clubs have politics, right? And politics, you have to assist, be present in certain situations, certain events that there is, they don't tell you have to go. They tell you you have to send representations. It's someone that can visit, someone that can make a decision for your club, someone that can represent your club. They're not telling you you have to be here, otherwise we're gonna be job. No, we're telling you that we want to give you the opportunity to be involved in this decision. That's what I'm telling you. But there's not that many mandatory. I person one day tell me that they don't want to join something like this because they fought for the country and they don't wanna lose their freedom. I said, then this is most definitely don't join it because this is not what you think it is. I mean, right there, I knew that person had a misconception of what a motorcycle club is. Right, a motorcycle club is it is about freedom. And motorcycle organizations are about freedom. Being on two wheels, that attitude of being an outlaw, if you will, is about freedom. Now you choose to do with your freedom. It is about commitment. There is a lot of commitment. It's different. Commitment and lack of freedom are two different concepts, but there is a lot of commitment because it is a club, man. It's an organization that you're forming. It's organic, and you have to build it up. It's not something you're not joining the country club where you have a board of directors and you have a staff that are running and you pay outrageous amount of dues and then you go to play golf. That's not what you're joining. You're joining something where you are the board of directors, you are the staff, and you are the one that cleans has to cut the grass so people can play golf. That's what you're doing when you join a motorcycle club. How is it? How different or similar it might be in a motorcycle ministry, Amne?
No, so you know what? You've hit something, and um, this is what we need to understand. And I really like that you mentioned something about the freedom. It's not you don't get it taken away, of course not, but you opt to give it. It's like Jesus said, "You don't take my life; I freely give it." Right, and that's what we're talking about. When you pick the organization that you're going to be in, you must know what you're getting into and understand what it's about. And then the idea that but I want to be free. Yes, that's understandable, but know that, and like any type of organization, there are rules, there are a set of standards, and some people, they don't want to deal with that. Well, and that's fine, but they must understand that that's why you must really know what you're getting into. Somebody that doesn't want to necessarily deal with the fact that there are certain requirements, well, then there are other organizations that are going to be much more lenient. That's why you have associations. You have motorcycle associations that are literally some of these motorcycle associations are you fill out a form and you pay whatever the fee and you get some patches. And you're an association and you belong to an association and you do whatever want within the confines of their requirements. You fine with that? Roll with that. You want to be in a motorcycle ministry? You understand that there's a mission. It's about purpose. There's something that you're doing, and there are, again, certain requirements. You deal within those confinements or whatever those are. Just know what you're getting into. So giving up your freedom, that's not the case. Because you do it willingly, like you said, you committed to this organization. For you, it's not a prison sentence that you have to do an amount of community hours. No, you want to do it. You want to be on the bike. You want to be at the events. You want to show up. And but this goes to the fact that you know, and one of the points that we have here, and this is a really good segue into this, is membership is only for a certain type of person, right? That's not the case. The membership can be for many types of people. There's not necessarily a type of person. Now, there has to be something that you would be willing to do to be in this organization. So it's going to be all about what type of organization. Some organizations are going to have a requirement. Then that's what you're willing to do. Then this is for you. If you're willing to show up and be there whenever they call upon you, then be in an organization that requires for you to be there all the time. It's like if you want to be a firefighter, firefighters will accept anybody if you're willing to go when you're called upon. Oh, I want to be a volunteer fireman, but I don't want to be called when I'm on duty. Well, then this is it for you. You have to be willing to go. You want to do something else, then that's what you need to. So it's not that you have to be that there's a specific type of person, but you do have to understand what type of organization you want to be a part of.
Absolutely. Listen, you want to go to work, you want to earn a paycheck. There's some freedom that you have to give up, right? I mean, you cannot say, hey, I don't feel like going today. No, go. Like, I mean, that's what it is. That's what are we playing here? So it is important for us to understand that. It's important for us to understand that. Yeah, no, there is a freedom, but you choose what to do with that. Okay, motorcycles organizations are all male dominated, and this one I get it 100%. I get it. I get this one 100%. But there's a couple things that I want to mention about that. And then I want to let you speak. Depending of the organization that you're joining, females have a big role to play, right? And the organization, for instance, females have a predominant role to play. The only thing that they cannot be, I think, is regional directors. I don't know, I remember.
Correct. And that's correct.
Yeah. So, but our ladies they don't have membership. They don't have a patch. They have a patch for them, but they are not members. And they don't have voting or any voting rights or anything like that. But they are welcome. And to pretty much everything that we do that is not related. We decide we're not to bring them one up, right? But that's how we handle our club. But moreover, there are clubs that are 100% female club or co-ed club, right? So they're funky to navigate, but because I do understand that that it is not the typical clubs were formed by men that came from the world. It was the typical thing, but they do exist. So I try to talk to someone that says, "Listen, man, I'm writing. I'm a writer. I'm a weekend warrior. I wanna go to these events. I wanna get closer. I wanna to get to know a club and this and that. Can my wife come?" What would you say to that person?
Within my organization?
Yes.
or in general?
In general, and then you can go into an organization like yours, not precisely your organization, but an
Yeah.
organization like yours.
So listen, man, it's what you mentioned something really important, right? First of all, if anybody were to tell me, "Hey, man, I want to ride. I want to ride with my wife," that's awesome. This is this is I don't want to call it a sport, a hobby, but it's a lifestyle, right? It's more of a lifestyle, because it transcends just a hobby. It's more intense than just a hobby, and it's a lifestyle. Once you want one, that the moment you start it, it takes over many aspects of of who you are. So anybody that were to tell me, listen, man, I ride with my wife, and I would really like to look for an organization that or to a group to ride with, I would very much tell them, you know what, there are plenty of groups that where wives are welcome. What type of level of involvement are you trying to look for? Your spouse, is she just going to be a participant, like a passenger, or do you want her to be an integral part of it? And then go from there, because like you said, there are many organizations that allow for spouses and partners to ride. And I say partners because there are even alternate lifestyle kind of organizations where you can be a part of that, if that's the bag you're into. Now, I think what's important is the purpose, right? The type of organization. Like you said, MCs are typically for men, to with a purpose to foment and to encourage brotherhood. Wives are welcome, however, they have their role in that community. Um,
I can tell you as much, man. When I was looking for my next, said I wanted my next. If, in my next, I don't want my wife to be a member. Most definitely. I
yeah,
got it. Yeah, that has to
and,
be done.
and that's fine if that's what you were looking for, and
Yeah.
then you got something. For example, in my organization, women are not only welcome, but they play an equal role as men. So, women are full patches in my organization. They can hold officer roles, and they can be president of chapters, and that's our organization. We truly believe that women are more than welcome to be part of our organization in that sense. We are a motorcycle ministry, right? Our goal is not so much fellowship and brotherhood and all that good stuff. We do experiment with that, and we do engage in the fact that iron sharpens iron, and we spend our time together in that manner. However, we are a motorcycle ministry. We're about the ministry. We're about the mission. Clubs, if they have that type of hierarchy where women are not that in that role part of the structure, if they can't vote, that's that organization. You have organizations where you can be a voting member. That's fine. It's all about is what is your interest. And and I think that this is something that we've talked about on multiple occasions, and we will never stop saying it. There is something for everybody within this community. You cannot expect for each to be the same. That's not going to happen. And that's a good thing, because you can find whatever's your tea, your
Yeah.
choice, pick your poison, and then you roll with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Yeah. And
There's a
I want to
thousand
speak. Yeah, I want to speak to the husband that is listening, or to the wife that is listening to this and is looking for something specifically for her. Because I've seen it too, right? Like I've seen I mean, we know the case of I know the case of a person that skate actually. The husband belongs to a diamond, and she belongs to a different organization that is a co-ed
Yeah,
organization, and both of them
correct.
ride. right? And they mingle, but they don't mingle. And I know a guy that the best that he could do for his wife, like she doesn't belong to the same relationship. She is part of her own. She's part of her own, and it's just female. And they're in that season of life, and that's working perfectly for them. And yeah, that's awesome. So it does exist. You just need to do some research, but it does exist. Listen, there is nothing more beautiful that sharing the road with your spouse, right? Like I think that's beautiful. Where she's in the back, or honestly, mm, I have done tons of rides. The ones that I remember the most, I can tell you, as in recently, 2024, going to Everglade City with my wife in the back. That was beautiful. And Leesburg with my wife in the back. That was beautiful as well. Having her with me it's a different. I ride differently. To me, I'm not in a rush to get nowhere. I'm just enjoying the fact that I have her in the back. So yeah, the females are welcome. Something that that this community does is that what kind of female it is. So the wife of the community, she's what it's called, an old lady or a lady or whatever you want to call it. uh, they are going to protect their own, right? So be careful. If you're a female listening to this and you are going with the intention of finding a husband, you might have not such a great time. Okay. um, I love this one, number 6, because it's true to a certain extent, but motorcycle organizations are secretive and exclusive, meaning that, yeah, they do stuff just for their own, and they're close, and there's close membership, and there's a secret handshake, and there's a secret huba huba that you have to do in order to enter. There's a secret door. This is no and this is very very Harry Potter, very 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 Hollywood. Um, I'm gonna tell you, I'm going to answer this uh from the motorcycle club side of you. What motorcycle clubs don't want is don't want people that are going to come to ruin their party. What are they trying to avoid? They're trying to avoid people that are picking fights everywhere. They're trying to avoid uh someone that is always causing trouble and division. So they're going to keep it filtered, not exclusive. It's filtered. They're going to filter the people that they're letting in. They're going to measure you. They're going to see who you are. What are your intentions coming to this community? What is When a motorcycle club wants to form in a city, particularly any city, the process that they go through is you got okay, you're welcome here, but you're not gonna have a cut, because a cut means that you are one of us. They're gonna put you on t-shirts. A t-shirt means we're trying to see who you are. We're trying to see who you really are. We want to see if you. We want to see your party. We want to see if you can hold your liquor. We want to see how do you do. How do you deal with conflict? We want to see how much respect you give to this community. How much you want to be part of it, right? So it is not that it's secretive or it's exclusive. It's that they are trying to filter out people that they don't want in the community. And guess what? Every single every single aspect of life does that. When I do job interviews, when I interview people, uh, that's what I'm trying to see. I'm trying to filter you out. That's what I'm trying to do. We do that in every single aspect. School, when you go into school, you're applying to school. My little one is applying to school right now, and in that process, man, you know what they're trying to do? They're trying to filter her out. They're trying to filter students out. They want what they want, and everybody does that. And motorcycle clubs and motorcycle organizations are not different. They are not different from that. Uh, what do you want to say about that, buddy?
Oh, well, I think that what we need to understand is that when you belong to this community, you value it. And because you value it, you want to make sure that whoever, like you say, wants to join the community is going to be a good fit. It's not about keeping people out. It's about allowing the right people in, right? The people that are going to be a good fit. It's no secret. However, what we need to understand is that every organization has the right to accept who they feel is going to be best for the organization. And having said that, you need to understand that it's not secretive, they're protective. Yes. It's not exclusive, but it's going to be a process that when you're educated in how it works, well, then you understand what you need to do to be able to access it. It's like if I want to go to Costco, I need to know that I need to pay a price. I have to have membership. I have to go through the process of filling out an application and then paying whatever the cost is, because that is the price for that club. It's a club. It's what it is. It's a
buyer's
club.
club.
Buyers club. That's what it is, right? So being part of a buyers club, it's not exclusive. No. But you have to go through the process of, okay, let me get a membership. Let me see what happens. In that sense, yeah, it's a transaction. In my organization, for example, if somebody were to say, "Hey, man, what do I have to do to be part of your organization?" I would say, well, you know what? We would love to entertain that. Let's talk about it. These are the requirements. We have requirements, and there's a process, and the process is just so that we can make sure that this is what you want. This is what you're looking for, because we could say, yeah, sure, whatever, come on, join in, and within a month or two, you're like, this is what I thought. But
it happens more often than one. No, by the way,
of course. I mean, that's why we have periods for, hey, let's hang around, let's get to know each other, let's see if we're a good fit. I mean, we're this is what this is like family that you get to choose, right? When you're born into a family, you don't get to choose who your sister is, you don't get to choose who your brother is, and you don't get to choose your parents. When you get into a motorcycle organization, you definitely get to choose who you're with, who's going to be my brother, who's going to be my sister if it's a co-ed organization, who's going to be my kind of my dad figure, the president or the higher ups in the organization. You got to choose that. If you don't like it, keep on going, keep on stepping. There's another organization down around the corner. Go see over there. But it's not about, it's secretive. No, it's protective.
Listen, and motorcycle organizations, they have something. I mean, those that Costco, just to use Costco or a BJ's, Sam's Club, all those references, you don't get to go inside unless you have the membership card. You can go inside with someone, and you know what? Motorcycle organizations are similar. But they offer something that are more generous. They offer something that is the trial period and open houses. And you can find open houses anywhere. Open houses mean that it's an open house, meaning that they are opening their house for you to see if you like it, if you don't like it, if you enjoy the vibe or not. And if somebody invites you to go to one event, it's similar than Costco. It's like, let's go shopping together. Let's see if you like it or not. It's pretty similar, man. It just people makes it a big deal when it goes into more clubs. I love this one. I absolutely love this one. This fake news. All members are outlaws or rebels. They don't follow law. They don't work. They don't do anything. They don't add anything to society. And I think we discussed this plenty. But let me tell you something. Motorcycles are expensive. We need a job. We have to work. Listen, I know clubs, diamond clubs, that do not take any member that are not earning money and legally earning money. That's what I'm trying to say. Why? Because they are they know that the dues cost money. It's like they're dues to be part of a motorcycle club, right? You don't want to get a guy that is broke that you have to bail out all the time, and man, you don't want a guy that's I gladly pay you for a burger on Tuesday. You don't want that. You don't want
exactly.
Do you? No.
Yo, spot me. Yeah, you call him spot. Well, why? Because you're always asking us for me to spot him.
Spot him. So you don't want that, man. It's like I gladly play. You don't want any of that. So motorcycle club has that thing. What do you think about the Owls and Rebel figure?
Again, too much of the rebel without a cause vibe, too much of the Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
Hollywood has done a really good job fantasizing and making this smoke and mirrors about the motorcycle community. It's like you say, by and large, the majority of bikers are employed. They're blue collar, mind you. It might be blue collar. I'm blue collar. I get in a work truck. I put boots on every day, and I get in my work truck and I go do what I do. But with the majority are gainfully employed because Harley Davidson is not our motorcycles, keeping them in good conditions. It's not cheap. You want to go to a rally, you're not staying on the side of the road. Maybe you are, maybe a couple times, but if not, you're staying at a hotel, even if it's a economic motel, it's going to cost you something. So that is just the glitz and the shine of Hollywood. I wish I didn't have to have a job and that I could ride all day.
Oh, yeah.
Right. That I haven't won the lottery yet. So, and I don't play, so I'm not going to win.
Yeah.
But
Chances zero, right?
chances are zero. So yeah, that's just don't be smart, man. Be think about it. Just go on to the website and go see how much a Harley costs, even secondhand.
By the way, I
Price.
got good news for you. The ST that you were looking at
Yeah,
is at 15,000.
where at?
The one that you sat on up in Alligator on.
For real? 15?
We'll talk about it later after this. Yeah, we're gonna have to make an episode about the ST, the purchase of the ST. How we purchase an ST.
Yeah,
15, bro. Yeah, 15 with the Baja design. Yeah, you saw it. Yeah, I think it's
yeah.
gorgeous.
I don't like that it's bone white, but I might make it. I might make an exception.
Yeah, you'll make it work.
15.
Listen, fake news. We have a couple more. Motorcycle organizations are all about partying and drinking. Nope, no sir, no sorry. Yours is an example. Yours is a clear example.
Correct. Yeah, we are not.
Or
We are
mine.
not allowed. By
Yeah.
bylaws, our bylaws indicate expressly, very clear, we are not to be drinking while wearing our cuts, riding. We ride sober. Whatever you want to do when you're not riding is on you. That's up to you. But when we ride sober, 100%. We cannot, there's no, let me take off my cut, let me go get a drink and then put it back on. That doesn't apply. That doesn't fly. The majority of organizations try to keep the partying and the drinking and the riding separate. Do they drink? Do they party? Of course. It's not all the time. And well, it's like anything. You want to have a good time. Well, they have a good time. And but it's not the focus, it's not the requirement. It's not there's plenty of people that are
Yes.
recover, right? And
Yes,
recovery.
yes.
There are plenty of clubs that are
Only
recovery
for that.
clubs.
Yes.
Only for that.
Non-religious
Yeah.
sober club.
Yeah.
Non-religious
No,
sober club.
straight
Yes.
edge, straight edge, razor's edge. They are all about the sober life.
Yes. Yes. They're sober club.
Yeah, the sober. It's like, like anything. You have people that enjoy partying. That doesn't mean that everybody enjoys partying. It's an aspect. Yeah, it's part of it. But it's not.
You're absolutely right. I think I don't need to add anything else to that. But in drinking, it is highly, highly disrespectful and frowned upon to be drunk on someone else's clubhouse.
Yeah.
Meaning you go to someone else's clubhouse, this is not your club, you're in an open house, and you had one too many. That is highly disrespectful. Somebody's gonna talk to you side your arm. Somebody's gonna say something, and uh, certain consequences may apply. Meaning, this guy cannot come in here. We're gonna 86 this guy, or it depends of the gravity and of the fans. But so therefore, because it's like that, motorcycle clubs they check their own. They don't allow their own to say, "Hey, buddy, your own brother is gonna tell you why are you doing." That's it. I don't want to see you with another ring in your hand. That's it. So it's part of the culture.
Yeah, but that doesn't get play in movies, right? In
Absolutely, that
movies, they're
doesn't
going to
sell gold
show,
watches.
and in TV, they're going to show people just drunk. That's acting, folks. That's not real life.
If question was the one that Miller Lite is the one that trying
if if they're commercials between scenes, it's not real life. Just go by that. It's not real.
And the commercial, and if the commercials are beer, most definitely it's not real.
Exactly.
Organizations require you to own a specific type of bike, and I'm talking about Harley Davidson's American between American made between if you will. Nope, no, it's not true. My organization, not all of them. I mean, your organization does. It requires a certain type of bike. By bylaws, my club, my chapter requires certain type of bike. But there are organizations that adventure bikes. There are organizations for for sport bikes. There are organizations for every type of bike. There is I don't know if you've seen it, there is a chapter of a group of guys that are riding trike. They're always in Peterson South, and they call themselves Son of Arthritis, and it's just dudes that are just dudes that are on trikes, and they have the Son of Arthritis, like with the same phone of SOA, Son of Anarchy. They're Son of Arthritis, and they I don't remember the name of the chapter, but they have a chapter. I don't know, a Homestead chapter, something like that. No, Cooper City. They have a chapter name from a city down there, and it's bro. It's for everybody. You don't have to. You just need to find. It is highly uncomfortable when you don't have a motorcycle that matches the rest of the pack, because now you're riding a different. You're trying to accommodate your bike to a different style. And let me explain this. When you have a sport bike, that Harley might be pushing 70 miles per hour, and she's doing it all in sixth gear, and she's giving it all. She did all that. That's it. I mean, she showed up, and she gave you 100% of herself. You might be on your sport bike and you Gixxer 1,000. You might be in a sixth gear doing exactly the same speed, 60, 70 miles per hour. So it's different. Who wants to ride a Gixxer in second gear? Nobody wants to do that. So it is important to match the vibe. I will say.
Yeah. So I feel like we're like a broken record. It goes back to find out who you're trying to write, right?
Yeah.
Find that organization, and then go with that. Know that there might be requirements. It's not enough. It's not obligatory for you to be in that organization. My organization, for example, it's American V Twins. That's what it is. I know of other organizations that anything over 650 cc's, they're welcome. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the brand. You will realize that the majority of people will maybe gravitate to one brand or another. The fact that you see more of one brand than another doesn't mean that that's a requirement. It means that that's the preference. So don't make assumptions. Ask questions. Hey, is anything required? They'll tell you right off the bat. All right, now you know. You can either decide to let me look into this or let me move on. Like if you have a Royal Enfield and you want to ride with the distinguished gentlemen that ride the Royal Enfield and the Triumphs, then look for that type of organization. there is, hey man, listen, you go to the Baskin Robbins, there's 31 flavors. It doesn't mean that you have to have
all of them, or you have to, yeah,
all of
exactly.
them or just one of them. It's whatever you want. Pick your poison. That's what we're talking about.
Absolutely, dude. Listen, we're kind of closing up in here. Something that I want to talk right now, before going to the conclusion. I want to talk right now to my Christians, fellows. Um, we we do a pretty good job on being judgmental, and I'm talking about Christian. And the talking to us. One of the things that I feel that, talking about myself, I feel that I for a long time, just because we were discussing this before this afternoon, um, because of my fears, my personal fears, I was hindering what God wanted to do through me. My personal fears had nothing to do with the community. It was my personal fears and misconceptions and my personal preconceived ideas and my personal stuff. I was hindering what God wanted to do through me, on a community that really did nothing but welcome me. This community, what they did is that they embraced me. That's what they did. And it's the same community that, before joining Black Sheep. And, well, I was thinking, I was judging this. And the Bible says, it has a lot of scriptures that speak about uh, precisely that, about being judgmental. But also talks about, man, spreading each other, and into community. Uh, we were made for community, and if that is your writing style, solo, perfect. But do not be afraid to come to this community, because this community, it is welcoming. It's a community that I can tell you, man, has been, I'm biased towards it, because I have been shown nothing but love. What do you say, bro?
No, I love that thought. Um, just give yourself the opportunity. Don't think of yourself as being better than ever. Especially like you said, us Christians, we can be very judgy. We can kind of think that um we don't we're better than, or that we are, because we're saved, right? And
Mhm.
that's I mean, really, uh some Christians go through that phase where they feel like, oh, but I can't get involved with that. Jesus, being the Son of God, he didn't see himself better than anybody, and he hung out with the prostitutes, with the homeless, with the sinners, and he was criticized heavily for that. That was Jesus, the Son of God.
Mhm.
Don't think so much of yourself that you can't get involved or be seen with people who you think, out of your ignorance, because it's ignorance, that you're better than them. You can learn so much from being a little bit more humble and just giving yourself the opportunity. You might find a home away from home within an organization, be it a writing club, a writing group, MCs, or whatever, right? If that's the case, um, don't judge unless you be judged. Remember that. What
Absolutely, dude.
what would Jesus do?
Listen, I hope we have uh shut down some fake news today. Um, Once again, we are putting these videos, we're putting the podcast online. If you have any question whatsoever, reach out to us. Uh, we're using and TikTok is back, man. You heard what President Trump did yesterday with the TikTok? You heard that he's
Uh,
asking for 50% of the business. He has the negotiation power, and he's going to ask them for the 50% of the business if they want to keep working in America. That's smart. Okay,
well,
pretty interesting.
I, I know plenty of people that were crying and bawling because TikTok was going away.
Man,
Um,
I was just praying, please let it be gone. Let it be gone, because I use
well,
Instagram better. But
I hope it works out for everybody. I mean, for
yeah.
everybody there.
Yeah. It
What
was me.
I would like to say one thing though,
Yeah.
um, to those that are listening that are motorcycle riders, remember, we can be part of changing somebody's point of view about bikers.
Oh wow.
We
Okay.
we can be part of that. How so? Don't be afraid to be accessible to those around us. If somebody's looking at you, maybe they're not looking at you because they're afraid. They just don't know you. Give them a smile. We can be very, very prone to kind of mean mug somebody, to kind of think that they're looking at me strange. Give them a smile. I've never known anybody, doesn't matter who, that if, and I don't smile good. But I try, and usually I get a smile back. I say good morning, I say good afternoon, how you doing? Be blessed. And I'm more often than not, I get people saying, hey man, your bike is awesome. It looks nice. What a nice bike, whatever. Thank you. Thank you. And that goes a long way. You can be part of changing that stereotype. So don't be afraid to be friendly.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. That's awesome because as I mentioned before, I am grateful for the people that God has put in my way because there have been nothing but and I share this with you every time. You and I we're not part of the same set. But whenever you're in my set, I introduce you to people, and I said, "Hey man, by the way, this person opened this door for me in this way. This person did this for me." I mean, just saw it, dude. Like, I mean, a clubhouse hosted our blessing of the bike. Another club did that. So you saw it playing around. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful, and this is something that the way for me to repay is to bring people into the community to try to help, and that's why we did an open blessing of the bikes for everybody. I mean, especially the independent and the people that do not belong to the set. So that was beautiful, guys. That's it for today. An hour and 6 minutes. We hope to see you guys soon. Please, I'm going to repeat what Abner says all the time. If you have a topic that you want for us to discuss, something in particular that, hey man, we send it. I mean, let us know. Put it out there. It is important for us to find out because we don't, sometimes we are putting topics together and we don't know if this is what you want to listen to. And I was saying, this is not about the likes. This is about reaching, communicating with you guys. When we don't communicate with you, we just like, we feel like we're just talking. And you know what I don't want to do? I don't want to sit with this guy and talk for an hour and some change anymore. Like we do that play. We see each
We do
other
that
almost every day.
every day at the gym. We talk. If talking was an exercise, we'd be ripped. But
Absolutely. Absolutely. Buddy, talk to you later.
all right, peace out. Be blessed, fam.